eBay, Compaq, Amazon.com. What do all of these companies have in common? Well, they're all companies that were funded with venture capital. What is venture capital? It's an essential part of the marketplace. It's a way for small businesses to get in contact with those that have the money and who are willing to take a risk on them. The basic concept is either somebody with a lot of money and a lot of experience, or a firm, a lot of different people together, will pool their money and they'll find a small business to give that money to. Basically, they buy equity in that company, which means part ownership. So, when that company becomes big and makes a lot of money, then those venture capitalists that put the money into the company will also make a great deal. It's a very risky process, but it can have massive rewards. The history of venture capital comes just after World War II. This is basically the official start of venture capital. A man who was a general in the U.S. Army during the war, named George de Dreux, I hope that's right, I'm not good at French, but he created a company called AR&DC, American Research and Development Corporation. The basic point of this company was venture capital. He would find companies that were creating new technologies, and he would give them money. This money would hopefully help the American economy and make some money for himself. The first company that he invested in ended up selling for $355 million off of his $70,000 investment. He made 101% on that company. Because of that, they created the Small Business Investment Act in 1958, basically saying that you can create a firm for venture capital, so you can invest in small businesses. The government realized how much growth could be found in this and how good it can be for the country. Who benefits from venture capital? Well, obviously, both parties can benefit. The small businesses need money and able to run, and the venture capitalists have that money. So it's a mutually beneficial exchange. So how exactly is it going to be structured if they're both going to be benefiting or both going to be losing should it fail? Basically, the most common is a VC firm, a venture capitalist firm. It's where a bunch of people will get together, create one corporation, and that corporation will give out the money of all of the individual members. They will create something called a limited liability partnership. As we just learned about liability, that means what you're responsible for. What they'll do is the venture capitalists will become limited partners in the partnership, meaning they're only responsible for however much money they put in. The small business will then be a general partner, which means they're responsible for everything else, including whatever debts they may accumulate. This way, the venture capitalists are protected, and the small business has the money they need to grow. Finally, how does venture capital influence the market? Well, venture capital is usually used with new firms for technology. Silicon Valley is one of the major places venture capital is used. So, most things that come out of Silicon Valley usually have a piece to do with venture capital. In addition, the dot-com boom that came in the 90s, a lot of venture capital was put into those new websites. A lot of venture capitalists also lost a lot of money because of that. Modern e-commerce is also a product of venture capitalism. The venture capitalist who put his money in eBay and the venture capitalist put his money in Amazon.com have created a new way of shopping for goods in the modern era, where you can simply go online. This wouldn't exist without those companies showing success and without the venture capital backing it. Finally, companies like Google have created a new way of searching for things. They've changed our linguistics as we use Google as a word for search. Without venture capital, Google would not have been able to jump as it did. And that's what venture capital is. It's a way to connect people who are willing to risk on small businesses and the small businesses who desperately need the money.